Greetings once again, family. As always, I greet you in the words of peace and greetings. You know, salam, shalom, hotep, rahubat, que paso, namaste, whatever language you are familiar with that equates to peace and greetings. Coming back at you with some more crucial information. I hope that you see it as crucial information, because we're definitely in crucial times right now. Today is now May 2nd, 2017 AD, Anno Domini, which is the Julian Gregorian calendar, year of our Lord, or year of their Lord. I'm not Christian. I acknowledge a Christ, but I'm not Christian. I use a 13 moon calendar with a Marrakesh year, and that equates to the first day of the spectral moon, 1438 AH, which is the Marrakesh calendar. I'm going to entitle this particular monologue, Western Civilization Gone Wild. Western Civilization Gone Wild. And I think that's appropriate, because that's exactly what I'm seeing now. What is this Western civilization that everyone's talking about, that these white people love to talk about? We all know that. Remind you, U.S. Congressman Steve King comment that we cannot restore our civilization by raising someone else's babies. If those of you who do not know, the civilization he's talking about is Western civilization. So he might as well just had said, we cannot restore our Western civilization by raising someone else's babies. See, they talking codes, but it's becoming more direct. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what they're saying. Now, you know, this is a congressman using his congressional seat, U.S. congressman using his congressional seat to promote white nationalism, also known as white supremacy, also known as genetically recessive white people as being racially superior, also known as eugenics. I've already said to you all that all these crackers around you are eugenics. Anybody who was running their mouth, anybody who came to the top, it's like a 99% chance they are a eugenicist. You know, especially if they're talking about white nationalism. So the manipulative repetition of the phrase "the West," it's very manipulative, and they just keep repeating it in your skull because their leader of this, one of the leaders of their Western civilization, Adolf Hitler, already told you, if you repeat a lie enough times, people will believe it. So that's a psychological war strategy. The manipulative repetition of the phrase "the West" only refers to the dysfunctional cultures, backward traditions, and undeveloped civilizations of the unnatural, genetically recessive, pale white races of people out of Western Europe. Okay, because we are certainly not in the West, in North America. The term North America should give you a clue. And you got some people in the Northeast, Southeast. Southeast would be Florida. Northeast would be, Delaware, right on up to New Hampshire. So what does that have to do with being West? There's nothing West about that. So when they say the West, when they repeat that, the West, that's coded for Western civilization being Again, the Euro-Albion, genetically recessive white people, and their cultures and their traditions out of Western Europe. Make sure you understand that. Okay, also the United States is not Christian lands, especially by it being a corporation. Okay, United States is not Christian lands. North America is not Christian lands. That's another asinine statement that they keep repeating over and over again for those who don't know no better. And if you keep listening, it's going to get into your psyche and have you repeating this bullshit. So the United States is not Christian lands. The Roman papal edicts and Roman papal bulls declared and claimed North America during the Catholic Christian conquests, better known as Christian Crusades by way of the Spanish Inquisition. They claimed these lands in their papal edicts, Una Sanctum. That's one, 1302 or 1307. Then you got the other ones, famous papal bulls that says it all. There's about 4 of them in total, one in 1452 and one in 1493. Between them 3, the basis of them treaties, the basis of them edicts or papal bulls is simple. They will promote Christianity one way or the other. They're using Christianity to dominate and conquer anybody who doesn't profess to Christianity, get blown off the map. Simple as that. End the story, and that's what they're doing now. It's a Christian earth. They declared the earth a Christian corporation, or shall I say a corporation based on ecclesiastical, some kind of divine BS, some kind of holy corporation. And the Pope happens to be the officer of this holy corporation. It's all holy bullshit, or unholy bullshit. So, the United States is not Christian lands. North America is not Christian lands. If you go out here in North America and ask the land, is it Christian? You wait for a reply. I mean, ain't no such thing as no Christian lands. It's natural earth dirt, been here like 3.5 billion years. Okay, it ain't Christian, it ain't Buddhist, it ain't Islamic. The land is just what it is. It's disrespect to be naming the land, but that's how they create title. So, the United States is not Christian lands, and North America is certainly not Christian lands. I will remind you that the government of the United States is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. This is by their own boy, their own so-called founding father, John Adams. He quoted this emphatically. The United States, or the government of the United States, is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. So you know there's a strange entity that's been established that's lying, talking about these are Christian lands, because that was not part of the law of the land here. So you can clearly see the law of the land is not in effect. In the Treaty of Tripoli, Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States of America and the Bey and subjects of Tripoli of Barbary, was the first treaty concluded between the United States and Tripolitania, signed at Tripoli on November 4th, 1796, and at Algiers for a third-party witness on January 3rd, 1797. It was submitted to the Senate by President John Adams, receiving ratification unanimously from the U.S. Senate on June 7th, 1797, and signed by Adams, taking effect as the law of the land on June 10th, 1797. Law of the land. None of this artificial intelligence, straw man bullshit. Law of the land. Not corporate policy, commercial codes, artificial rules, fictitious regulations, Wizard of Oz statutes, and color of law ordinances. None of that says law. Law stands by itself. Law of the what? Land. We are on land. We're not in water. We're not under Admiralty Maritime the law of water, law of the land. Natural humans exist and subsist on the natural earth. Okay? Now, if you understand, a treaty is a debt. So the newly formed United States, you use your brain and figure this out. The newly formed United States of America Republic, brand new, is in debt to all of these African nations. Tripoli, Algiers, each of them got a treaty with the newly formed United States, relatively in about in like a 4-year time span. Them treaties popped up like popcorn. The first one being with the Empire of Morocco. Okay, so if the United States is in all these treaties immediately with the founding of the United States, with these African nations, which most likely was Islamic, which equates to an African Islamic empire. If the United States is in debt to an African Islamic empire from its inception, what is that telling you? Who got the power? A newly formed United States, 1 day old, or the African empire that they got a treaty with? Obviously, the African empire is putting the muscle in the United States, got the weight. Obviously, an elephant don't get into a treaty with a mosquito for nothing. Okay, was a Masonic connection? Most likely. I mean, all points point towards Masonic connection. But look who got the weight. Look who got the power. All right. George Washington was paying taxes to Morocco. His letters, these crackers was paying tribute to an African Islamic empire. Make sure y'all understand that. So they didn't have no power here on this landmass, and still don't. They established power. This establishment, unseen hand creeped in, which is really the same ancient power the African Islamic have been fighting with, or the Africans or Africoids or whatever, which is Rome. But we'll get to that. It has attracted attention. Talking about this Treaty of Tripoli. It has attracted attention in recent decades because of a clause in Article 11 stating that the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. Excuse me. So your natural pale white forefathers are in a treaty with the African Islamic Empire. Treaty is a debt which required the young USA, United States of America, to pay monetary tribute and taxes to an African Islamic empire. You paying tribute, you paying taxes, United States. So you clearly not sovereign. You have a limited sovereignty, quasi sovereignty. The United States of America being a juristic act, giving them certain jurisdiction over their Euro-Albion affairs here. That's it. It didn't give them the land. They don't own the land, never did. It didn't give them the water. They don't own the water. They don't own the land. They're not sovereign here. That treaty right there, which is not being brought up in especially so-called black history, is self-explanatory. You do the math. So, dealing with this topic, Western civilization gone wild, I'm going to paint a picture to you what they all about, what they always been about, Western civilization, and who they are, and who's representing them. You can clearly see your boy Donald Trump is at the forefront of fueling Western civilization and promoting Western civilization. That should be a given by now. your boy Hitler, Adolf Hitler. I didn't talked about him before. You know, he was part of this Western civilization. Talking about creating a new Superman and superhuman. And why did he do that? Why was he big fixated on creating this new man? Super soldier, whatever you want to call it, SS. This new man, modern man. You know, Hitler made a statement, something to the effect that the Moors have had their day, or the day of the Moor is over. I think it's more like he said the Moor has had their day. That's very serious for Adolf Hitler to say that. Who is he working for speaking like that? The Moor has had its day, had their day. Okay, that's serious for something to come out of your mouth like that. It shows you that he's a straight eugenicist, what he was brought to power for. And we already told you he was a devout Roman Catholic Christian. So you do the math on that. But thanks to a brother named Cheyenne the Liberator, excellent information. He got a lot of blog talk radio shows that's got a lot of archives and he got YouTubes. Excellent information, honest to the information that him and a lot of other brothers put out. But thanks to him, he quoted that. His research told him that Adolf Hitler said the day of the Moor is over. The Moor has had their day. Very serious. And since we're on this subject, Western civilization going wild, you might as well look at another piece of information from that brother Cheyenne the Liberator. Illuminati bloodlines, stolen legacy of the Moors, part 1 and 2. Excellent presentation, excellent research. Honors to any young brother who got the time and the resources to research like this and get it to the people. These are the modern day ministers that you need to be paying attention to, instead of these damn jackleg pimps in the pulpit, panty dropping preachers. They probably dropping some men's underwear. We all know they definitely into that, being agents of the Mother Church of Rome. So, Illuminati, YouTube video, Illuminati bloodlines, stolen legacy of the Moors, part 1 and 2. Mandatory. You want to see some real history, something that'll get some blood going through your veins, because what this brother is showing, that all that black nobility was Moors first. Okay, we were running things first. When the term black male, meaning they had to pay tribute, just what that treaty, the treaties of the Barbary treaties with the U.S. is, they had to pay tribute, black male. Meaning you have to give an envelope with some money in there for you to keep on operating, for you to live. That's blackmail. Meaning, where my money at? Give me an envelope with whatever, some gold and some papers in there. You understand? Or we shutting you down. That's what the damn white man don't want to tell you. USA don't want to tell you that it had to be done, and they were sick of it. White people were sick of it. So that's what the battle has always been about. Okay, so keep in mind that there are Moorish coat of arms all over Germany and Europe. In one of Cheyenne's presentations, he showed you the many various coats of arms and the etymology of the various names, which means Moor. I think the word Douglas is one. Douglas goes back to Douglas. You know, a lot of names go back to Moor. Anything with Moor on it. Maurice, you know, all go back to Moor. Moriano. You see, another brother that shows this type of information in his lecture is Dr. Jose Pimenta Bay, in his YouTube presentation known as The Fall of the Moorish Empire. Mandatory. Get some of that up in you. Got to get that up in you. Stuff that you ain't sure not gonna hear Black History Month. That's why it's retarded Black History Month. It ain't forced, but you know, in one of Cheyenne Blog Talk Radios, a brother actually called in from Europe and gave testimony of the modern day restaurant names and different shops that are proud to display Moorish names and Moors head symbology on their businesses and their storefronts and their restaurants. Okay, so while you ignoramuses want to disrespect the Moors, I know you do, I'm hearing it. You know, because the only Moors you know is the Moors of Spain. That's ignorant right there. Because let me tell y'all something now. Let me put this on the record. And I don't care who you are. I don't care who you roll with. You know, I don't care what clique you in, because I'm not a fan of yours. I'm not a fanatic of yours. I'm not a groupie of yours. I'm going to put something on the record. And I'm not a scholar. I ain't even write no books. People tell me I should write one, whatever, but it ain't about that. When you open your mouth and try to disrespect the Moors of Spain because that's the only thing you know, keep in mind that the Moors of Spain are a compilation of ancient Cometian people, Cushite tribes, Arabia or Arabs, Sumerians or whatever, Phoenicians. The Moors just didn't drop in Spain out of the clear blue sky. They formulated along the way, coming from Nile Valley civilizations when they were not under the Islamic banner. You know, these are the same descendants of Hannibal way back, certain pharaohs or whatever, Cometian, Cushite peoples, Nubian peoples. We know that they took Islam, they took on Islam later on with Prophet Muhammad, but that doesn't change their genotype, phenotype, and blood type. So when you think of Moor, M-O-O-R, you cannot help to think of M-U-U-R and M-A-U-R. If all you know when you hear Moor is number one, M-O-O-R, you ignorant. And number two, if all you know is Moor, the Moors of Spain, you ignorant. What you gonna do about the M-U-U-R? Mu apostrophe U-R. Moor. What you gonna do with that? You gonna diss them too? The land you're on now, North America, is known as Mu Atlantis for a reason. And if you ask the Mexicans on different artifacts, steles, archaeological finds, you ask them, they said that people came from a land known as Mu, M-U, which is where you get Moor. And then you're talking about Lemuria. These places are real. I heard one ignoramus, loudmouth, ran around trying to diss the Moors, talking about Lemuria is imaginary land. He can't find no evidence of this magical, imaginary place, Lemuria, Moor Atlantis. More ignorance. And this brother running around, supposed to know Kemet. You can't know Kemet if you don't understand that there was a Lemurian empire, M-U-U-R, that spanned 3 continents. It's evidence of that. Sunken city. That white people done did archaeological digs all the way up in Asia and found that there was a sunken civilization, and the only thing it could have been is the damn Mu Atlantis, Lemuria, which is where you get Moors. So you want to disrespect that too? You on Moorish lands right now, land of the Moors. Then we can take it to another variation of the word Moor, M-A-U-R. M-A-U-R, which you obviously too ignorant to understand. These are the same people. They're the same people who've been called different things when the white man came to Ethiopia. They didn't want to call them Ethiopians. These are not the indigenous names of this land. There's ancient names of this land, mass. Lemuria is for sure one. Mu Atlantis. Okay, you got dynasties, ancient dynasties in Asia known as the Mauryan dynasty. M-A-U-R, Mauryan. M-A-U-R-Y-A-N, Mauryan dynasty. You gonna diss them too? That's a Moor. That's a Mauryan dynasty. You gonna diss them too? Say they was race traders? I'm hearing that a lot. People just taking ignorant shots at the Moors of Spain, and that requires no intellect. It's really half-assed and it's childish. You ain't bringing no solutions on what we gonna do now. And I've already admitted that I seen a part of a video where, okay, looked like there were some Africans with fezzes on. They could have been from Turkey or wherever. I don't know where it was from. Looked like they were missionaries for maybe the British, and putting brothers, helping maintain them into slavery. There was a section of them, a faction of them. I don't know who they was for whatever reason, whether it be a political reason, but they looked like they were mercenaries for the British. Okay, I can't change that. You just can't diss everyone with the name Moor, whether it be M-O-O-R, M-A-U-R, M-U-U-R. You ignorant. You see, if you're gonna tell what's on the left, then damn it, tell what's on the right. Who's the race traders today? That's all I'm saying. I can hear anything come out your mouth. It don't make no difference to me. But solidify it with something. Qualify it with something. You're gonna tell me what's on the left, then you should know something about what's on the right, or you lopsided. You need to sit down somewhere. That nigga selling us up the river today, all day, right now. Are they Moors too? These Boule Negroes, Henry Minton, you better be mentioning him, along with the Moors. These Thurgood Marshall Negroes, what did he do for anybody? But he gets all these accolades, all these Negroes. What they doing for us? What Bill Cosby did for us? And a list can go on and on. What these Masonic Negroes doing for us that got their charter from damn England, Mother Lodge of England. What they doing? That started in 1775, Prince Hall. What these Greek sorority Negroes doing for us right now? Meaning, who got us enslaved now? You can't blame the Moors that your behind is enslaved right now as we speak on Federal Reserve notes. You look on your birth certificate on the back of your Social Security card, your behind belongs to one of the 12 Federal Reserve banks. Moors ain't got nothing to do with that. You enslaved. But you want to take a shot at the Moors. What's the proposal after you say that? You got none. Sorry, you ignorant. Okay? So, we got to straighten this thing out. Adolf Hitler was no fool. Everything he done got from a Nubian somewhere. Kushite, Cometian, Asiatic, whatever you want to call our race. Remember, we 90% of the planet. We ain't got to keep naming ourselves to these crackers. I don't have to get a DNA test to know I am. All you need to know is you got the parent genes of the planet. You're natural, they're not. We have the parent genes, they have the child genes. We are natural. The key word is being natural. They're not even natural. They can't stand in my shoes. We're paying too much to them because they didn't got in our psyche. Adolf Hitler was no dummy. Word is he was a sun worshiper, S-U-N. He ain't stupid. And he can't even take on the sun. Genetically recessive, pale, green-eyed, blue-eyed maggot. But he ain't stupid. His little SWAT sticker, if you look at it, it's an ancient symbol that brown-skinned black peoples have been using for centuries. Melanin-rich people, copper-colored people. He ain't doing nothing spectacular. The SWAT sticker, if you look at it, it's a cross. Number one, the basis of it is a square cross. That's ancient right there. If you just draw a circle around it, you'll see completion. Only thing they're talking about is completion, a cycle. And of course, it's got the little hooks on it, you know, going to the left or the right, the little tag marks. You know, you just, you know, it's a circle. If you spin that, it looks like a circle. It's going to turn into a circle. So he ain't saying nothing slick, and he ain't did nothing slick. He's a good psychologist. Well, I say effective. I ain't gonna say he's good, but what's his agenda? Okay, that SWAT sticker is really called one of the names is a Tallahassee. Back in what, Kush or Kemet, which is derived from Kush. I mean, Kemet is just an empire from ancient empires like Sumer or Samaria. That's been proven. Okay, so we're gonna continue. The Nazi swastika, where this crackers running around here talking about how supreme they are. Well, why don't you get your own damn symbol? You didn't have one up in Europe. You wasn't even taking baths up there. You was eating each other, and now you didn't dabble somewhere and got some science. Now you want to rule the world. But that's their genetics. I can't be mad at them. That's what they do. What they do. They do what they got to do. So the swastika is really a Gramadan or Tallahesis. That's what you want to call it. From Cometian, Cushite, Nubian, Moorish science. Okay, and this is their leader. This is one of their boys. They try to diss Hitler, and he's really at the forefront of eugenics and Western civilization, which is almost, practically one and the same. So we're gonna continue. Another YouTube presentation by Red Pill, Brother Red Pill, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. YouTube lecture by Brother Red Pill. These young brothers be coming up. They be coming through, doing excellent research, and trying to wake up the masses. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Get the information to the people and let it work on the people. You know, they're gonna figure out what to do with it, especially the times we in. You know, any soldier, young soldier, know how to work them digital media, and know how to work them slides and projectors. Everything's digital. They got software to let you do a very professional presentation. Look like you spent $20,000 to do it. You can do that from your home. And that's what these brothers are doing. We need to use every avenue we can. So, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah by Brother Red Pill. Get some of that up in you. I call these brothers modern day ministers. They're using a mic to raise a nation. Using that microphone to do justice. Just like you can, they're rappers. They're rapping about something I need to hear. But just like you got righteous, conscious rappers, you got crappy rappers, which I call crappers. We don't need no more crappers. We in serious times right now. But there was a Moorish brother on a YouTube, or a brother, I ain't even say Moorish, say Asiatic, Nubian, whatever. It was a brother who did gravitate towards the Moorish paradigm because he understands that encompasses ancient Nubia, Kemet, all that Numidian. Okay. He stated that he was in a class, he took a class probably in college, or he maybe just signed up for some kind of curriculum out of school or out of college, just signed up for a curriculum, maybe paid some money. The curriculum was called, or the subject was called Western Civilization 101. They love promoting Western civilization. He signed up for this whether he was in college or not. But this Euro Albion was going in, of course. They love some Western civilization. They just cram that down your throat and up your behind at the same time. They just love some Western civilization more. I guess they would, because it's the only time they had something, or they're trying to show you, or fool you that they had something, and they still ain't got nothing. Anyway, this brother was in this lecture, and this Albion was going in on all this bullshit about Greece and what Rome did and what Greece did, and the European Renaissance, And he asked this cracker, why you not telling me nothing about Cometian civilization, Cushite civilization, Moorish civilization, Nubian civilization, all the stuff we done did. He interrupted this Albion, and this Albion told him, "Oh, hey, don't interrupt my class. Don't interrupt my class." But he did tell him, "I'll tell you at the end. Don't interrupt my class. I have something to tell you." Now that he put him on the spot, they said, "Okay, don't interrupt my class, but I will tell you something. If you wait at the end of class, I will tell you something. I got something to tell you." And the brother hung around. He had his an associate with him, a sister. They were both probably got affected by the Nubian aspect of who we are, and they was in there checking this Albion. They was on him. So at the end of the class, this Albion told him out of his mouth that the reason I cannot talk about none of that stuff, Moorish history, Cometian history, Cushite history, Nubian history, is because he is forbidden to do so by an ecclesiastical order. He has an order. It's like a papal order, some kind of edict, a church-sponsored edict suppressing Africoid greatness in history, Moorish greatness, Kushite, whatever you want to call it, Asiatics. There is a all across the board systematic order, systematic sanctioning of any achievements from the original people of the planet, and the church is doing it. Back to the Roman Catholic Christian Church. Now they're supposed to be so loving and caring in Jesus Christ. It's bullshit. They use Christianity as a front. You the one think Jesus Christ, this mythical character, fed people with fish and all that. You on that dumb shit. They using it to conquer. They not on that. They use to rape, rob, steal, and deprive. But this is a church order, ecclesiastical order. This teacher is telling them that we are forbidden to teach anything about your people and your kind. Okay? He said if he did that, he would lose his job. Okay. This is compliments of your church that you in every Sunday catching the phony ghosts. Because you know that church you in is an agent of the Mother Church of Rome. So you giving them your energy and they killing you. So I thought, you needed to know that, because this is Western civilization. It's being promoted by the church. They're the one fueling it. They're the one fueling eugenics, genocide on your people, slavery on your people. They just don't want to say it directly. But it's coming out now. It's coming out. All coming out. 2012 is here. It's coming out. Beautiful time. So we're going to get to some news. I always try to start with some news. But as you know, a 15-year-old boy, life was cut short in Texas. The pigs cut him down. 15-year-old young brother, I guess coming from a party or whatever. Life is gone. They still doing it. They still doing it. They taking your children off the planet, you sisters. Offspring come out of your womb. They ain't even blossoming. This devil just cutting them short. Cutting them short, taking them off the planet. Okay, this is Western civilization doing their thing. Alright, if you ask me, they are creating a perfect atmosphere for a cop killer. They are creating a perfect atmosphere for a cop killer, because we already know the damn police are lawless. They are. Literally. If you look at their origin, they have no constitutional standing. Where did they come from? They're not enforcing no law. They're not law enforcement. We know that. You should know that by now. They're strictly commercial mercenaries for the bankers, aka English bankers, aka the Pope. That's why they're known as Roman soldiers. That's coming to the surface with a vengeance right now. You got to understand that what is the controversy when a police step to you, what at any time is the basis of any controversy? There is none. If he's dealing with a fictitious straw man, putting a straw man on paperwork, there is no controversy. A dead man formulates no complaints. A straw man didn't formulate no damn complaint, and he sure don't have one against you if he just walk up on you. But this is how lawless they are. They are killing people and robbing people. What's the basis of the controversy of just murdering people? In particular, melanin-rich people. There is no controversy. No straw man has no affidavit of fact or affidavit of truth that qualifies any controversy that someone has done anything to it at any time. So what's the basis of controversy this pig is operating on? That's why they call them pigs. They create crime. They don't fight crime. They create crime to put money in the state's coffers. So again, they know what they're doing. I say again, you got to fight fire with fire, man. You got to fight fire with fire. And again, they are creating a perfect atmosphere for a cop killer. If y'all remember the song by Ice-T, the rap song Cop Killer by Ice-T, that had so much rave reviews by the pigs had the nerve to force him to not perform that. I don't know why. That's what they do. That's what they do. But, you know, y'all look at the lyrics of that song, Cop Killer, or the rap tune, Cop Killer by the group Body Count. And you see over and over again it says, fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police. Or shall I say F the police, F the police, well, you know what I mean. And there was an article just recently, a couple of days ago, that some group of people in a McDonald's, when the pigs came in, they immediately started chanting, F the police, F the police, F the police. Okay, so something's going on here. People ain't gonna keep getting murdered. That's not gonna continue to keep happening. But they doing it. They playing with fire, and that's okay, because when you blow on fire, it spreads. So that's what they doing. Also, an inmate somewhere, one of these prisons, has been deprived water for 7 days and died from dehydrating. This is a U.S. prison doing this, U.S. jail on this soil. He was already in solitary confinement, which is highly inhumane, brutally inhumane. And they putting these brothers in solitary confinement for little or nothing. But his water was cut off. The body needs water every day. The body is what? So much, 80% water. The brain needs water. Water is substance, basic substance for this human body. These Nazis cut his water off. Cut his water off for 7 days. And he dehydrated and died. And y'all don't know what that's all about. These are prisons doing this. You think they care about your life? You all better look at them Nazi fascist symbols at each side of your flag in the backdrop of Congress that don't belong to you. And Congress people don't belong to you, but look at them Nazi fascist symbols to remind you where you are, especially if you're dumb enough to call yourself a U.S. citizen. The handwriting's on the wall. Then they just put your boy Hitler in there, Hitler Trump. So it ain't hard to tell. But look at the climate of what prisons are doing. And the sheriff of Milwaukee, I don't know what his prison was that happened. It probably was in Milwaukee, because I do know the head of the warden was that brother David something, David Walker, David Wilcox. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I might have his name mixed up, but the warden was a sheriff by the name of something, David something. And he's all for the New World Order. Okay, he's all in. He'll shoot your ass. He'll shoot your ass quick. He got the same melanin you got, but he ain't you. You know he's a Negro Mason. Okay, he done already proved his allegiance to the beast, scary Negro. Okay, so he was the warden for this particular jail that deprived this inmate of water for 7 days, that died, and he just got picked by Trump to get on Trump's team. I told you, Trump don't pick nobody unless you are 100% deranged, pathologically ill, and a yes man or yes woman. You can just kill somebody. What you do, you have a track record for being cold and callous. That's who he picks. He don't pick you unless you got a track record of being ill. You know what I mean? So my point with that is, if you end up in these prisons, when them pigs step to you, if you don't see your life in front of you, you might as well rock out right there. If you voluntarily go where these pigs want you to go, especially they're fabricating a charge on you that through a straw man, you don't understand what that means, and you still dumb enough to fall for that, meaning their charges are bogus all the time. And they brainwash you, and you go to jail on some bogus, trumped up commercial charges. You're a fool, because you might not be coming out. That's what they're using these jails for, to get rid of niggas. It's perfect depopulation. You might as well go and bang out right there. You might as well bite an ear off, kick somebody in the nuts, try to take their gun or something. You might as well just go ahead and go out right there. You know, humiliation is worse than death. You go to these damn Nazi-style prisons, and you may not come out, and if you do, you ain't gonna be the same. That's what's going on now on this landmass. What else is going on in the news? Equatorial Guinea president remembers Gaddafi and calls him a hero. Equatorial Guinea president remembers Gaddafi, calls him a hero. Okay, he said Gaddafi had the best thing going to unite Africa against this Western civilization. You know, he didn't say Western civilization, but I'm just letting you know he praises Gaddafi because, again, you had about 7 or 8 countries backing him to get through with that goal, that tide of this damn Eurocentric style oppression with their currency that's sucking melanin-rich people dry around the world. These Rothschild bankers and their currency, that damn dollar is ruining your life, sucking your energy out, killing you. And it shouldn't have to be that way. All the resources Africa got, they got enough resources to back any currency. Their currency should be running the world, not no damn U.S. fiat currency. Monopoly game money, monopoly game U.S. dollar, fiat. But anyway, calls Gaddafi a hero. To me, Gaddafi was a martyr. See, you Negroes ain't got nothing to die for. You ain't worth living. You can sit on the side and pop shit about the Moors of Spain with sellouts and all this stuff and traitors. That's the best you can do. You're a man. That ain't cutting it. Where's your proposal? What the hell we gonna do now? The hell with what you're saying. What you got now, bro? Bring a proposal. And you know, I listened to a show, Dry Bones Radio, on Sunday from 10 to 12. He's in Florida. I listen to everything. I'm not scared of information. And brother called on there last week or last Sunday and took a shot at the Moors. They love taking a shot at the Moors. Moors did this, Moors did that. That ain't moving us forward, brother Dry Bones. You know, you got some good information, but, you know, I can get good information from anywhere. You know, what's the proposal? What we gonna do? You know, I'm not hearing too much of that. And you had the sister on there, Erzili Danto, which she has good information about Haiti. Excellent information about the island of Haiti. The original name, indigenous name, Haiti, Haiti. You know, what she don't understand is the Moorish movement has everything to do with them. Okay, when they bucked in 1812 and ran a white man off that island, see, white people see them as Moors. She might not understand that. But the Moorish movement affects the whole planet. Okay, so Moors were not just in Spain, Erzili Danto. You are in Mulan right now. Them islands, Caribbean, are known for the Olmecs, known to be Egypt of the West. Okay, Nubian, Kushite, Moors. All right, and while we at it, brother Dry Bones, you know, you got a personal relation with that sister, Erzili Danto. Ask her, she's an attorney, we know that. Ask her what kind of attorney is she. Ask her, is she an esquire? Does she have a title and ability from the British Crown? You can ask her that. If I called, then that's what I would ask her, respectfully. Okay, because what kind of attorney are you, sister? Who are you attorneying for? Okay. Do you have an ESQ period at the end of your name is what I want to know. But anyway, and I say that respectfully. Continuing on with the news. There's an article called The Alarming Worldwide Alliance of Parties on the Far Right. Excellent article by Lawrence Wittner, Wittner, dated 4/16/2017. You can see that at http://historynewsnetwork.org. Again, the name of the article is The Alarming Worldwide Alliance of Parties on the Right. This particular article specifically implicates and praises Donald Trump in inciting white nationalist fervor throughout Europe, and they are following his lead. They are praising this man like a new Hitler. This is why you got all these European enclaves and European colonies that never existed. France, Switzerland, Belgium, they all went on one accord, discriminated against the original people of the planet in that area that was originally there first, and the ones who want to traverse there from anywhere else. You clearly see that all these European nations are on one accord if you don't see that. And they are praising Trump for spearheading that. They are giving Trump's props and said he is leading in white nationalist sentiments and you know, Eurocentric. It's all about Eurocentric, really Western civilization. They see him as the leader of Western civilization. Simple as that. And that article says that. I know a lot of you don't like to read. That's the problem. You know, you can say stuff out of your mouth, but you don't read enough. When you say something, I can tell that you don't read. You don't know what you don't know. That's a problem. But anyway, there's that article, The Alarming Worldwide Alliance of Parties on the Far Right. I suggest you read that. Very timely article. Because that coincides with the title of this particular monologue, Western Civilization Gone Wild. Because they are going wild. Okay. Another article, Asian nations pulled into China's orbit as Trump puts America first. Very serious. You should have known this was going to happen. Asian nations pulled into China's orbit as Trump put America first. This jackass is making war with the continent of Asia. And you ignoramuses here don't understand what that means. Especially by you being Asiatic. You pathetic. You pathetic right now on what's taking place on this earth. The reuniting of Asia. And you ain't nowhere to be found. It's time for you to connect back with the family of nations. It's a divine time for you. And the only thing you can do is spit dumb rhetoric out of your mouth about the Moors of Spain. That ain't gonna cut it. You just cannon fodder and all this thing. You think, let me tell you, some half of Asia is here. This is Asia. America is Asia in the first goddamn place. America is Africa and Africa is Asia. Africa is East Asia. So U.S. citizenship don't mean nothing to them people. You think them people on this landmass, all them people in North America from Singapore, Taiwan, Philippines, China, Beijing, Japan, and their homeland is being threatened by this hairy creep. You think they gonna sit here? You think they gonna sit here and not show solidarity with their homeland? You sadly mistaken. My man is trying to bring on Armageddon, and that's exactly what he gonna do. And I'm all, if it's gotta happen, let's get it on. Cause I didn't already said you mess with Asia, damn it, you messing with me. Cause I am proud to be Asiatic. I know what that means. I'm not Negro, black, colored, African American. Damn it, my race designation is Asiatic. I've said that on their record. Okay, so you mess with Asia, you mess with me, and I'm gonna respond accordingly. Let you know. So that's what's taking place with that. Another article: Hawaiian judge put Trump's revised travel ban on hold. This Hawaii throwing down. They know who they are. They Asiatic and Asian. Okay, they're not impressed with this damn pathological criminal. They know what it is. They gonna get what brown skinned peoples. Them treaties mean nothing. U.S. monies they taking. They shaking off the white man's cookies. All the gravy he trying to give them grants. They kicking this white man out, closing bases. Nobody wants this white man. A liar. He's a liar. He's a pathological liar, a thief, and a killer. It's in his genetics. Brown skinned peoples are tired of this damn parasite, this disease to humankind, human history, to human civilization. Except you happy-go-lucky Negroes sitting here. You don't know you gonna do something. You gonna come out that middle. That's what you ain't smart enough to understand. You coming out that middle, one way or the other. So a federal judge in Hawaii issued Wednesday a nationwide temporary restraining order on President Donald Trump's revised ban, dealing another body blow to one of the president's signature domestic security initiatives. Okay, and this psychopath Jeff Sessions, if y'all look at the mannerisms of this cracker, man, a lot of you all are not old enough to remember Psycho Norman Bates was the character. Richard Perkins, I think his name, something Perkins. Anthony Perkins was the name of the real actor, but he played the character Norman Bates. Psycho, the original Psycho. They probably didn't revise that so many times. Look at the original Psycho. If Jeff Sessions don't look like Psycho, you tell me who this cracker looked like. Watch the movie Psycho and then think, and then look at Jeff Sessions. You know, Jeff Sessions remind me of y'all don't know a deranged cracker in Maryland named Bielefeld, Fred Bielefeld. Used to eat niggas, just kill them day by day, lock them up. He's another one looked like Norman Bates. So Jeff Sessions looks like he's in the bloodline of Fred Bielefeld III. Look him up and Google him and see what all he done did. Racist Ku Klux Klan looking devil. So all three of them are one to me. Norman Bates, Fred Bielefeld III, and Jeff Sessions. They all come from the same tree. A rotten, racist, redneck tree. I'm going to bring up the secret treaty of Verona, which, you know, the average so-called black person don't know or don't even give a damn, and don't care to know and don't know to care. That's why you're in the situation you're in. Secret Treaty of Verona. Brother Taj Tariq Bey goes in on that nicely, like he's been doing for the last 20 years. YouTube entitled History. Google YouTube entitled simply one word, history. Real history. Not his story. Real history on this landmass. Okay, that stuff that brother's talking is like prophetic, telling you exactly what your behind is in right here. And it has got very much to do with the Moorish movement, which you all are so ignorant. You want to disrespect the Moors, and you know you're gonna get it right one way or the other. But anyway, the Secret Treaty of Verona again goes back to papal authority, and it's a secret treaty. I mean, they doing things in secret. This is how they stand on top. Secrets. See, but all the secrets are coming to light. But that document there is one you may want to at least glance at. If you don't want to hear it, you don't want to take a look at it, at least let's Taj Tariq go in and tell you. He'll tell you what it is. He reads it. It's only got 7 articles. He does you a service and read the damn thing. We all know, you know, our people don't read enough. If it's a double XL magazine, you're reading that bullshit. Ebony Jet, Afro-American magazine, a Boule magazine, whether y'all know that Afro-American magazine, I think it's called Afro something, is Boule. Just like the Black Entrepreneur is Boule. Essence Festival, Greek Sorority, the lady who founded that is definitely Divine Nine or whatever. That ain't telling us nothing that I need to know. We need to know about these treaties, documents that our people don't give a damn about because they're conditioning. But Secret Treaty of Verona, get some of that up in you. You know, you got to understand our people suffer from a lack of knowledge. All right, the Bible says that. My people suffer from a lack of knowledge. I believe it says that. But that's serious, and that's true. Natural Asiatics in North America suffer from a lack of knowledge, and they too irresponsible to get it. It didn't say lack of prayer. It didn't say lack of catching the Holy Ghost phony ghost every Sunday. It didn't say lack of speaking in no damn tongues. It didn't say lack of doing a shahada. It didn't say lack of going to Mecca. It didn't say lack of reading. You know what I mean? It didn't say lack of. It said lack of knowledge. Period. No gimmicks. No sensation. No amusement. Knowledge. Straight knowledge. And knowledge don't have no. Is not packaged under religion. To know is the opposite of believing. Science means to know. Okay? So, Secret Treaty of Verona. The Dawes Act of February 8, 1887. I had to throw this in there because, again, these are tools of Western civilization, white supremacy, white nationalism. The Dawes Act, which gave you the Dawes Roll, which essentially is a list that the cracker made to tell who the hell is an Indian, who is not. I mean, the audacity, man, of them. See, they work with their papers, black ink on white paper. Their whole front is on damn paper. Nature don't deal with no paper. Nature deals with the natural moral consciousness. Nature deals with DNA. Nature deals with genotype, phenotype, and blood type. Nature deals with anthropological characteristics before there was any paper. This damn Euro-Albion white man is trying to circumvent that and put everything on paper where he controls the paper. That's their supremacy in a nutshell. They're revenuing stuff to when they steal it and put it on paper, it means something. Now it's on paper. The Dawes Act of February 8th, 1887. Remember the year. Look at the year. Congressman Henry Dawes, D-A-W-E-S, Dawes, was the author of this act. Once expressed his faith in the civilizing power of private property with the claim that, check this out, to be civilized, this is his declaration of what it is to be civilized. He's coming from Europe that ain't had no civilization, that had to be nurtured by all the peoples of the earth, brown-skinned peoples of the earth. Had to show these crackers how to eat, sleep, and practically crap. What's the authority behind this cracker, Dawes, Henry Dawes, to even say something like this? He once expressed his faith. Remember the faith now, as in Christian faith. He expressed his faith in the civilizing power of private property with the claim that to be civilized. This is what he's saying. Like, what the hell does this mean? To be civilized was to wear civilized clothes. Like, what does that mean? Cultivate the ground, live in houses, ride in Studebaker wagons, send children to school, drink whiskey, and own property. That's his awkward declaration of what it means to own property. And this is what's controlling them damn tricked out Indians now. Okay, if you are under this Dawes roll, or you are consenting with this Dawes roll, it's no wonder you getting kicked in the ass now. Lakota tribe and Dakota pipeline. Y'all know what it is. Y'all accepted this bullshit, which means you're domestic dependent anyway. If you go by the name of Indian, you're domestic dependent. And you can't fit in my shoes. You got a semblance of who you are. Don't get me wrong. But if you consented to the term Indian, you're a slave. They put you on them reservations like they put blacks in the ghetto. They name black people black. They name so-called black people black. Or they name Asiatics black. Put them on a reservation. They name Asiatics black and put them in the ghettos. And they name you Indian and put you on a reservation. What's the difference? And you think you're better than somebody? Anyway, Congressman Henry Dawes once expressed his faith in the civilizing power of private property with the claim. This devil's making a claim, bogus claims. That's what they're all about. And they do it through the enactment of paper. All these acts, bogus acts, with the claim that to be civilized. Now he's telling the original people of the planet what it means to be civilized. He's giving you the definition. He's authority on who the hell is civilized. A genetically recessive, degenerate reject, freak race of people. Got the nerve to open his mouth and suggest who the hell is civilized. That's all psychology. That's psychology. That's Hitler. They speaking things that they have no authority. They have no authority on. But they speak it in a way for you to eat it up. And once you accept it, you consent to it. Boom. They got a sense of superiority and you inferior. To be civilized was to wear civilized clothes, cultivate the ground, live in houses, ride a Studebaker wagon. The hell I got to do with being civilized? Send children to school. There's something about them schools that they got us locked in these schools. Schools is a wartime strategy against the original people. Put you in school and indoctrinate the hell out of you. That's still what they're doing now. drink whiskey, and own property. Man, that's BS, man. That ain't got nothing to do with being civilized. But that's his definition. And he's a congressman. So he's basically telling you, you get nothing if you don't do what he do or do what he declared is civilized. You don't do what they call civilized. You ain't civilized. That's their bogus power. Okay, and the Dawes Act was an act to provide the allotment of lands in severalty to who? Indians. Not Moors, not Aboriginals, not Native Americans. People strictly consented to Indians. On the various territories over the Indians and for other purposes. They always kill me with that, for other purposes. That's non-disclosure. Non-disclosure. They always, what the hell is other purposes? You can't put that in no document. What does that mean? Expound on that, for other purposes. They do the same thing in the mortgages. For other good and something about other good consideration. For other good and honorable consideration. Something like that. In every mortgage says they accept that promissory note plus other good, other good and valuable consideration. What the hell is that? That's your signature. See, this the white man's forked tongue. I tell you, when he write, it's tricked out. When he speak, it's tricked out. And everything he do is tricked out. And for other purposes. That's not clear when you write that on paper. What is the hell is the other purpose? Okay, and I must remind y'all of the 1866 treaty with the 5 civilized tribes. If you notice that treaty was 1 year before this Dawes Act. So you see what's taking place. They are rerouting them Indians to being subservient to the U.S. Simple as that. No sovereignty. Okay, how do you go from almost 2,000 tribes on this landmass to 5 damn civilized tribes? Who truncated them down to 5? Them 5 tribes got to be tricked out Indians who took the cookies and doing their bidding. You know how many tribes on this land that was on this landmass when the cracker got here? Like probably about 2,000 sub-tribes, whatever, Cherokee, whatever you call yourself, before he was even here. When he gets here, he filters them all down conveniently into 5 civilized 5 tribes. Then he calls them civilized. And I just told you what it means to be civilized. So he had you Indians in school with a Bible in your hand, drinking whiskey, living in a house, modern style white man's house, and he put the stamp on you that you're civilized, meaning you're domestic dependent. He made you. You're made. Indian is made. Okay, that's why he can kick you in the behind, because you didn't already took the cookies. So understand that. And thanks to Brother Dry Bones, I get a lot of good information every Sunday. He does the Helios Biblos hour from 10 to 12. Good dialogue. You know, some things I agree with, some things I don't, but respectfully, good information. At least he has an avenue to put out information. He said them 5 civilized tribes was in bed with Albert Pike, Mason. They brought them in under masonry. He said that, and I believe it, because I've been dealing with them. In other words, the 1866 treaty was not done with a de jure United States of America republic. If you notice, Abraham Lincoln was just shot in the head by the damn Jesuits of Rome at this time, and they're the ones who fueled the Civil War. Just look at the timing here of history. And all of a sudden, the Dawes Act comes out in 1887, in an 1866 treaty that only recognized 5 civilized tribes. 5? They didn't filter these people down to nothing. To tricked out Indians. That's what they are. Them 5 civilized tribes. Domestic dependence to the white man, United States. Simple as that. And had them fighting over who's this and who's that. Now you got to be. In other words, that treaty is invalid. 1866 treaty is invalid. And I knew that just by the timing, because I know it took place. The United States of America Republic never reformulated and came back. Never. Okay, so you tell me when it reconvened Congress, de jure Congress of the United States of America Republic reconvened. Tell me when. It never happened. Okay, the unseen hand crept in here after that Civil War because it was designed to do just that. And they're the ones who's formulating these Indians, these new Indians, stepped to them Indians and took their sovereignty. Okay, and made them join in the Masonic Lodge, which is headquartered in England. No different than the Negroes did in 1775 with Prince Hall. Let's keep it real. And y'all want to talk about some damn sellouts, Moors or sellouts. Y'all got to know more than that. Y'all pardon me for a second. 1 second. One second. Hopefully this information is useful so far. We got a lot more to cover. Crucial information. Again, Western civilization gone wild. Western civilization gone mad, gone wild. Bear with me. Okay, right back at you. So again, dealing with the Dawes Act in the 1866 treaty, Standing Rock was a Christian inquisitional act on domestic dependent Indians in a nutshell. I'm not saying I don't understand their plight and they fight, but they gotta get on one side or the other too. They can't play the middle either no more. Especially when they love to hate dark-skinned Moors. They love to hate the real Native Americans. The bones they found, known as Lucy, white archaeologists have already emphatically said it was Negroid, not Mongoloid. They emphatically stated not Mongoloid, emphatically stated not Caucasoid, emphatically stated Negroid. You know what it is with Negroid, the features. Bushy or woolly head, wide nose, thick lips, and full melanin hue pigmentation in their skin. It's the oldest bones found on this landmass known as North America and America. That's a testimony who the original people are here. Not Mongoloids, not you mulatto Indians who done took the cookies and getting kicked in your behind. So you gonna get on one side or the other too. Karma's on your behind too, because you want to discriminate. You see somebody's full melanin in their skin on this landmass, and you want to trump them like you the original. Be for real. You ain't sovereign. You ain't the original. So we're gonna continue. A major part of the strategic psychological operation to maintain the illusion of Western supremacy is to begin any significant event in history at the time of either the European Renaissance, which is rebirth, or from 1500 after the fall of the Moors. I'll say that again. A major part of the strategic psychological operation to maintain the illusion of Western supremacy is to begin any significant event in history at the time of either the European Renaissance, which they call rebirth, that's what Renaissance means, which they couldn't have done without the Moors, or from the 1500s after the fall of the Moors, and start rewriting history after the fall of the Moors. You got to understand that. If you do any Google search right now and try to inquire, get any information about any of them South American nations, and there's 35 of them, about 35 of them. I guarantee you, every one of them will tell you on any Google search or Yahoo search, which they control, that the African slaves came in sometime after the 1500s. Try it. Do Peru, do Colombia, do Nicaragua. And they'll tell you 9 times out of 10 that African slaves have been brought to that land, that landmass, or to America. 1519, something after the 1500s. Guarantee you. Why? You got to remember 1492 is the demarcation line of the fall of the Moors, official fall of the Moors that you know that control the Iberian Peninsula. All right? And again, what makes it so ignorant when you take a shot at the Moors in Spain that you don't know is really a compilation of Nubian peoples, Kushite peoples. You know, this landmass has already been annexed to the Iberian Peninsula, something called the Bornstone by his name Hanno Bey. You know, this is the history you surely ain't getting Black History Month. I wonder why. They keep shoving this crap down your throat and up your behind about a Black Wall Street. That does nothing for our people. It ain't built on any nationalistic principles. It does nothing. So I'm going to read to you all a passage from They Came Before Columbus, page 220, chapter 11, Smoking, Tobacco, and Pipes in Africa and America. Again, a passage from the book They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. Excellent book. I actually read that over and over. Excellent information. Excellent information. It says here in 1560, the year 1560, the French ambassador to Portugal, Jean Nicot, or Nicot, it looks like Nicot, Nicot. Remember that name, that last name, because that's going to come up in a big way in a minute. In 1560, the French ambassador to Portugal, Jean Nicot, became aware of the use of tobacco among the Black Moors. Black Moors, which is showing you that they was phenotypically Africoid, Asiatic, Aboriginal people. They wouldn't call them black for, you know, he wouldn't have put the word black in there if they was light-skinned and mulatto. Black Moors. As a cure for cancerous ulcers, and he immediately wrote to the Cardinal of Lorraine. Now check this out. He immediately, see, when he became aware of the use of tobacco among the Black Moors as a cure for cancerous ulcers, and he immediately wrote to the Cardinal of Lorraine, Lorraine is France, in April of that year. You see, so he didn't waste no time. And this is what he said: I have acquired an herb of India. Listen at the word acquire. Parasites acquire. Strangers acquire. Aliens acquire. You look at the movie, I didn't said it before, mentioned it before. Look at the movie The Thing. John Carpenter is the producer of The Thing, starring Kurt Russell. Look at that. And that's all this being did, is acquire. That was this style of warfare. To sit back and watch you and sketch you, then become you to eat you or to be you. He becomes you to conquer you. And y'all don't know nothing about that. You damn U.S. black Christians are dead as a doornail, stuck on stupid. Y'all gonna lose. You're gonna lose. That's the kind of world we living in now. You got to learn to be your enemy, to beat your enemy. God damn it, you got to be that sucker. I ain't telling you got to stay that way, but damn it, you got to be him. You got to act like him to deal with him. That's what's taking place. Christians can't even do that because they stuck on goddamn Mary Poppins and damn Jack Sprat and Humpty Dumpty and all that bullshit. You're dangerous in the world of war, especially the war we're in right now as we speak. Anyway, I have acquired an herb of India. The dummy thinks he's in India. America in these years, it says here, America in these years being referred to as India and referring to the people as Indians. You see, I have acquired an herb from India, of India. You know, because the people look the same. The people they saw over in Hindustan came over here. The culture was the same right here in Americas. And Africans as well. Because we one people when the earth was all one. This is what y'all don't understand. They all had the same culture, pyramid type structures, all that. I have acquired an herb of India, an herb of marvelous and approved property against cancerous ulcers, which was declared incurable by the European physicians. Now the Europeans are so dumb, they declared cancerous ulcers incurable. What do they know? But by this herb of prompt and certain among the Moors. In other words, it's curable by this herb that they found from the Moors, which obviously, you know, got it from whatever ancient. You see, Moors are ancient. As soon as it has produced its seed, this is a French parasite, right into a cardinal. Again, a Roman officer, Roman Catholic cardinal, a church officer. So you see who's always in the mix? The church. I tell you, the church is running everything on the planet. The Pope. You don't want to believe that. Look at the movie Godfather 3. As soon as when he got his hands on something, he's right into a cardinal. Okay. As soon as it has produced its seed, I will send it to your gardener, and I will send the plant itself in a barrel with instructions for transplanting and caring for it. This is how they get their hands on something they acquired and ship it straight to Europe. When they get it, they control it. Then they start renaming it. Okay, you gotta remember they're trying to get entitlement somewhere on this earth when they don't have none. There was no Europe in ancient times. We're gonna get to that. You see what he did immediately when he gets it, when this cracker gets it, what he did. Again, this is him speaking. I'll say this again, this is important. In 1560, the French ambassador to Portugal, Jean Nicot, Nicot, became aware of the use of tobacco among the black Moors as a cure for cancerous ulcers, and he immediately wrote to the Cardinal of Lorraine in April of that year. I have acquired an herb of India, an herb of marvelous and approved property against cancerous ulcers, declared incurable by physicians. I put the word European in there, but that's what he's talking about. They're the only ones so stupid they don't know the science of nothing. But by this herb of prompt and certain cure among the Moors. Meaning the Moors been curing themselves, Native Americans, Pacific Islanders, meaning 90% of the planet, all up in Asia. Been curing themselves, and the cracker don't even know what it's for. As soon as it has produced its seed, I will send it to your gardener. A cardinal, send it to the gardener of a cardinal, the church. This is how they keep knowledge. What you think that Vatican library is full of? And I will send the plant itself in a barrel with instructions for transplanting and caring for it. So not only are you going to send the seed so you can start growing that sucker, he's going to send instructions how to start manufacturing, producing, and mass producing that sucker. It's the typical white man. This is Western civilization. And y'all don't know this is all they do. As far as you, and I'm going to continue reading from the book excerpt. As far as Europe is concerned, Nicot, it looks like Nicot, N-I-C-O-T, discovered tobacco. You see? This is what the author is saying. As far as Europe is concerned, this is how they discover shit. They call it discovery when they get it. Okay, it says, after Lebeau published his L'Agriculture et Maison Rustique in 1570, highlighting the creative wonders of the tobacco plant. Check the year, 1570. The experiments of Nicot and the manner of cultivating tobacco became the urge of the time, or the surge of the time. I'm missing some words. Okay? See, when they get it, it becomes popular. Okay, it says Nicot was immortalized just by his encounter on one herb that our people knew for hundreds of thousands of years. This sucker was immortalized in France and hailed it as a champion. This is what they do. This is part of Western civilization. Hence the botanical labels of Nicotiana tabacum and Nicotiana rustica, and the crucial element in tobacco, nicotine. He named it. He named the essence in tobacco that indigenous people's been using for hundreds of thousands of years. He named the plant Nico. His name is Nicot. Nico, Nicot. He named the plant when they started growing it in France. When he sent it back to France, they named the plant after him, Nicotiana tabacum, tabacum, and Nicotiana rustica. And the crucial element found in tobacco is called what? Nicotine. This is why you calling nicotine what it is today, a French parasite. Black history ain't gonna tell you that. Who telling you that? You see, they start renaming things because that's ownership, control, possession, entitlement. They're not renaming it for nothing. That's the act of a god to rename something, and you know that's all they do when they get somewhere. That's a form of conquest. And you Negroes let them rename you whatever the hell they want. And you ain't got no opposition. That's a problem. And then look at the situation you in. Indians, let them rename you Indians. He gonna put his foot in you behind you. That's what he doing when he renaming you. Okay. Here in North America now, under the European oppressive system, this is me writing this, known as Western civilization, millions upon millions have died from lung cancer by smoking nicotine produced by the Western-minded corporations. When the natural Asiatics originally used the essential extract of the same plant, it was used medicinally to heal and to cure skin diseases, pain, constipation, vomiting, swellings, kidney stones, shortness of breath, ulcers, etc. You see, this is all the stuff we use. That's just one plant. All the millions of plants, the real herbs, the real medicines that we lived on. We lived on. There was no damn Rite Aid for an uppity Negro to go to in his yellow Corvette. Some Boule Negro, Masonic Negro. Okay, we knew how to do some things. So it says, you try to use tobacco for these purposes today, you'll be charged with offering drugs without a state license, and you'll be met by them Roman soldiers. Okay, so you can't use the earth we can't use the earth as indigenous purposes, which we did hundreds of thousands of years before this cracker got here. Okay, but they can get it and tax it and use for what they want and rename it and subjugate us on stuff we didn't been on. That's fighting words. That's fighting words. Simple as that. You being conquered. Okay, we're gonna continue with another thing. An article. I say article. It's not an article, but it's actually an event. Guitar lessons at White Guitar Shop. That's the second guitar shop I went to. I did one. I'm not gonna tell you the state. I went to one. It don't even matter because you can do this in any place in North America. Find a white guitar shop, all white. You see, and ask them what's the origin of the guitar. I did it one time, and they both of the white people had the same exact response. Both white males, they immediately said Europe. Asked them the origin. Now they're teaching guitar lessons, and they love to teach an Asiatic because he's so naive. He don't even know where the hell it comes from. The white man always look when he gets the knowledge, when it look like he giving it back to you, he doing something for you. He ain't doing a damn thing for you when it's your science in the first place. The guitar is really a healing instrument. Them strings, before it was put on the guitar, the concept of a guitar, when you pluck them strings, you can heal people with sounds, the vibration of the sound from them strings. All sound can heal you. I don't care whether it's from a trumpet, whether you thumping the drum. Okay, sound is a healer. It's like acupuncture. Okay, just like the famous Asians know acupuncture, the science, ancient science, this cracker knows nothing about. Music is like acupuncture because it penetrates your skin and it vibrates and heals you. This is where the guitar was ultimately formulated to do. I wouldn't say it was formulated to heal you, but it does heal you when you strum on it. You either producing healing sounds to the masses or you producing unhealing sounds. It's one or the other, righteous or unrighteous. If sound heals, what makes you think somebody sitting strumming on a guitar does not have the ability to heal with that sound? He's doing it whether he wants to do it or not. Whether he wants to do it or not, whether he's doing it consciously or unconsciously. But that's where the guitar comes from. If you read the book Golden Age of the Moors, which is mandatory reading, you don't definitely hear that Black History Month. Okay, because they want to keep us in a pathetic black. Somebody wants to keep us in a pathetic black status, so they can keep skimming off the top. These Boule Negroes and Masonic Negroes at the top. And are they Moors? Y'all want to crap on the Moors? You better throw everybody else in too. So the guitar, one of the pronunciations, according to the document, Golden Age of the Moors, is called a kithara. The kithara, the name kithara, has been juxtaposed into guitar. You know, by the time the English get it, they're gonna change stuff, vowels and all that. So kithara, I think it's an Arabic word, has been transliterated, transposed into guitar. And them crackers don't even know what they're saying. They don't know what they're saying. They don't care, as long as they're controlling something. Okay, but that's the second time I did that. I went to one place, and I like to go in there and play dumb. Ask the owner whether he's the owner or where he worked there. Now he's doing guitar lessons all day and getting paid. Show you that they don't give a damn about where stuff come from. They're just parasites. They parasites. They opportunists. That's it. They don't invent nothing. They steal it or adopt it. The word adopt is like steal, and when they get it, they don't care how they gotta get it. Parasite don't care how he get it. When he get it, he needs to control it and then benefit from it like an opportunist. That's their whole legacy on this earth. That's I call it an Iceman inheritance, a parasite's inheritance. Okay, so 2 places I went in guitar shops, and the devil asked them, what's I played naive, what is the history of the guitar? Where did it originate? And it didn't take him 2 seconds to say Europe. Europe. And of course, Europe doing what? The Renaissance, the rebirth. Okay? He lied and said, I said, Europe? He said, yeah, Europe. I said, what year? Cracker had the nerve to say like the 1400s. So the guitar started in Europe, the 1400s. How do you like that? When plucking strings to heal was done, like I said, 100,000 years prior, all on the continent of Asia and Africa and Americas or wherever. It sure didn't come from New York when there was no Europe in ancient time. Then I went to a second one, guitar shop, in a racist white town predominantly. Asked the store owner or store employee, he was probably the owner, the proprietor, and asked him, what's the origin of the guitar, where did it originate? He did the same thing as his white counterpart. Europe. Didn't take him 2 minutes. Europe. He said the same thing. Yeah, 1400s, Europe. Okay, liars, man. And I tell you again, like that brother told you when he took Western 101, there is a undeclared order that they're going by, never to let you know who you are and what you have done. They don't care that you built civilization and civilized them. The thing is, they have a order, it's a hidden order, never to give it back to you. They think they got it from you, that somehow you've been put on this earth. This is white supremacy in a nutshell. They think that you've been put on the earth to hand over civilization to them, and that's it. You ain't handing them nothing voluntarily or naturally. They warn on you and taking it. They trying to act like they were created for you to hand over civilization to them, like passing a baton. That's not the case. Okay, so again, 2 guitar shops where the little Albion, little psychotic liars said the guitar was formulated in Europe around 1400s. And you know I had to go in on them. You know, I did it politely, but I had to go in on them. But, you know, it's offensive. It's war. It's war. That's why, you know, it's time to get the information out, the correct information to our people. Okay. I'm going to read an excerpt to you from, there's a book called The Discovery of America, the Outgrowth of the Conquest of the Moors by the Spanish. And I'm going to read this to you. I think it's appropriate to see how white scholars and white people see the Moors of Spain. The same Moors you ignoramuses try to, you know, you natural Asiatic, so-called Negroes, black, colors, and African American, you want to diss the Moors of Spain. But this is how white people talk about the same Moors of Spain, which they highly revere, all the architecture. We read an excerpt again from a book called The Discovery of America, Outgrowth of the Conquest of the Moors by the Spanish. It says here, the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus was an outgrowth of the conquest of the Moors by the Spaniards. The Moors, commanded by Arabian officers, and remember, the original Arab means desert dweller. The Arab is not necessarily a nationality. They turned it into Arabia, the political place called Arabia, or whatever tribal enclave known as Arabia. But Arab is a title. Just like Christ means anointed one, Arab means desert dweller. And you know, if you're in the desert, dwelling in the desert, as hot as that damn desert is all year round, you know what you look like. You got some degree of, you're Asiatic. Okay, you know you got some melanin in your skin somewhere, because damn white people don't originate in no desert. So it says here, the Moors, commanded by Arabian officers, expelled the Visigoths from Andalusia, South Spain, in the year 711, and established the kingdom of Cordoba, which they held until the year 1236. During the 8th century, they also founded Granada, which at first constituted a part of the kingdom of Cordoba. Under the administration of the Mohammedan emirs, when you say under the administration, I mean they was running government. Under the administration of the Mohammedan emirs, and that word emir, word is where they get America from. Emir, America, America. That's another spin to the origin of the word America. Under the administration of the Mohammedan emirs, Cordoba became the seat of learning and refinement. Great encouragement was given to the study of mathematics, chemistry, and the physical sciences. It says here, the works of Aristotle, Hippocrates, and Ptolemy syntax were translated into Arabic and became the authority of Saracen astronomy and of medicine. My thing is, if they translated from Greek, from the Greeks, Aristotle and them, they just taking it back from Cush, from Kemet. So the Greeks didn't give them nothing. Just gave them back their own stuff, our own stuff. I'm going to continue. Hold on a second. I'll continue reading the book. So I'll continue reading the passage from Discovery of America, Outgrowth of the Conquest of the Moors by the Spanish. It says, in its days of prosperity, Cordova contained over 200,000 houses and a population of over 1 million. The palaces of the Caliph were built of marble and stone, with polished marble balconies overhanging orange gardens and bowers of roses, with courtyards containing winding paths ornamented with fountains of quicksilver and cascades of water. The interiors of the palaces were magnificently decorated. The furniture was of citron and sandal wood, inlaid with gold, silver, mother of pearl, malachite, and lapis lazuli. In the year 1236, King Alhama made Grenada the capital of his new kingdom of Grenada, encompassing the city by a massive wall surmounted by over 1,000 towers. 1,000 towers. The Vaga embraced several miles of land upon which raised the various products for the sustenance of the people. Upon one of the hills of the outskirts of the city was erected the celebrated Alhambra, as a warrior's castle and palace of the Moorish kings, which was capable of containing a garrison of 40,000 men. Continuing, the palaces, mosques, and other private and public buildings were finished in stone. The floors were laid in mosaic and variegated marbles. The side walls were of porcelain tiles laid in various colors, ornamented with medallions of fruits, flowers, and heraldic devices. That means heraldry, like coat of arms type stuff. Heraldic. Look that word up, heraldic. I keep saying heraldic, but heraldic. Heraldic means bloodline, lineage that blacks don't have. They were also stuccoed and ornamented with arabesques of the most elegant and intricate designs, characteristic of this cultivated and refined Mohammedan people. The ceilings were decorated in fretwork with panels and heavy molded cornices painted in white and gold and frescoed in bright and beautiful colors. The architecture of the whole city was exquisite and refined. The beauties of Grenada were likened unto a marble vase of pure gems overflowing with dewdrops, sparkling in the rays of the morning sun. Now, how about that? You can't describe Black Wall Street like that. The Moors were a cultivated people living in Asiatic luxury with an atmosphere of a scholarly attainment and exquisite refinement, speaking the highest order of mellow and entrancing Arabic, extremely fond of dress, and possessing an enduring passion for ornaments. It says the armor of the Moorish cavaliers was encrusted with gold and silver, chased in elegant designs. The sheaths of the scimitars were richly enameled, and the blades of Damascus steel were elaborately emblazoned, and their belts were inlaid with ornamental figures in enamel. The Arabian steeds of the Moorish chivalry were gorgeously caparisoned in rich velvets of various colors, ornamented with gold and silver, and interwoven with silken braid. The women, check this out, the women of Grenada, lived in the height of luxury and magnificence. They wore anklets, bracelets, earrings, and girdles of gold, wrought with exquisite art and delicacy, studded with diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and other precious gems. Their long and luxuriant hair flowed in tresses, beautifully decorated with precious stones, neatly set in golden filigree. Their features were of classic mold, They were finely formed and fully developed. It's the white man talking. And their physical beauty was entrancing. They were graceful in their manners, fascinating in their conversation, and their bright, sparkling eyes and teeth of pearly whiteness glittering through ruby lips gave to their countenances an expression of sweet, sympathetic, and enduring love. This is the woman, the Moorish women. They wasn't over here begging on welfare. The cracker Reagan called our sisters over here welfare queens, the same descendants of these Moors they revere. Sisters got to sell a vagina over here to eat and sell a body. Okay, it didn't say none of that when the sisters was under Moorish rule and Nubian rule, because Moorish rule is Nubian rule and Comitian rule. So I just read you an excerpt from that book to give you a taste of what white people say about the Moors of Spain. And I throw in here Black Wall Street. You know, we keep talking about this Black Wall Street. If it's not built on nationalism, it's garbage. It's garbage. I don't want to hear nothing about no more Black Wall Street. That ain't done nothing for us. Anything with the word black in it, Black Chamber of Commerce, is garbage. You don't have a nationality. You don't have a national flag, national seal, national culture, national language. You're nothing. You're garbage. You're not connected to the family of nations. I'm tired of all this black bullshit talk. And we still ain't got nothing, getting shot in the street. You selling us up the river. I don't care who you are. Okay? I don't hear nobody talking about the Negro Council. Margaret Sanger had a special Negro Council to kill our people. Okay? She's a eugenicist, a white, pale-faced parasite. Eugenicist stated that she started Planned Parenthood, even though it had another name. I think it was League of Parenting or something. It changed into Planned Parenthood. She said she started Planned Parenthood to abort black babies. You can't get no more direct than that. Racist eugenicists. I told you most of them are. And she knew she couldn't kill as many Negroes as she want directly with that stance. So what did she do? She cunningly formulated a Negro Council to help her kill some Negroes. And you run around here talking about Moors or race traitors? Get the list of the Negro Council Margaret Sanger put together, and you tell me, the names are there, and they sure ain't no Moorish names, or African names, or Nubian names. The names you see on that list, how the hell are they not race traitors? Y'all give me a break with this bullshit. The names on that council, okay, are names of them churches in New York at that time, the mega church, back to them church Negroes, sellouts. They always been. Okay, and you got them black history all-stars on there. Some of them names they put in black history for the dumb sheep, black sheep to revere. And they don't know some of them names was on the Negro Council for Margaret Sanger. Like Mary, I think it was named Mary McLeod Bethune, or whatever her name is. McLeod Bethune. I believe she's on there. I know some well-known names in black history on the Negro Council for Margaret Sanger. They don't come up when you talk about black scum or whatever, or black traitors. Just read the list on there. Okay? Got to bring that up. And we all know about the W.E.B. Du Bois, who writes books, and you think he's something Boule Negro. Boule, I don't give a damn what he did in the end, trying to get right or whatever. You see, he done did his job. They done took Marcus Garvey down and called Marcus Garvey a black gorilla. But they ain't on the tip of your tongue as race traitors. Something's wrong. Like I said, if you're gonna see what's on the left, damn it, see what's on the right, man. Keep your mouth shut. Because I can hear anything you got to say, but just qualify it. That's all I ask for. You know. Again, Prince Hall Masons started in 1775, who took a charter from England, Europe. Okay, but they ain't race traitors though. Yeah, please. Please. All right. Moving right along. President Donald Trump. Liaison to the black community. Check this out. The former Apprentice star Omarosa Manigault. This is Donald Trump, this maniac, this racist pig, Ku Klux Klan pig, got a damn liaison to the black community. Huh? You want to talk about some damn traitors? The former Apprentice star Omarosa Manigault. And she has the nerve to say African American activists aren't trying hard enough to work with Trump's administration. What? We're not trying to work with them. We're not trying to work with them. We ain't trying hard enough to work with them, your master. Your slave master, honey. She's an aide. She's an aide to this cracker. Starting war with Asia. In her name, Omarosa Manigault. I didn't did a profile on her. I didn't did a Wikipedia on her. This trick that y'all try to not talk about, all them tricks, Susan Rice and all of them. And you talking about the Moors of Spain. You got to do better than that. Manigault, Omarosa Manigault. Manigault. I did the etymology on that. That's French and Saxon. French name. Negro with a French surname. Manigault. And she's talking about African American activists are not trying hard enough to work with the new administration. What is there to work with? You tell him to put his head on that damn guillotine, god damn it, and let his head roll. That's the only thing I want from him. I ain't got nothing to talk to him about. I got the parent genes of the planet. He got the wicked child genes of the planet. It's time to spank the child's ass. That's what's happening, whether you like it or not. Universally, you can't see it on Earth, but there's a universe moving on this devil. That's who I roll with. I don't roll with necessarily the seen. I roll with the unseen. And this shit gonna be cleaned up. But again, President Donald Trump's liaison to the black community, no nationality. That's disrespect right there. Black community. The former Apprentice star Omarosa Manigault says African American activists aren't trying hard enough to work with the new administration. Okay, she's what you call a dog in the yard. You an aide for this man? This man then openly stated his position on women. Grab them by the pussy. Openly. That's his standard rapport with women, whether it be white, Chinese. He didn't said it and made no apology saying it. And you his aide, you a woman, you got a damn coochie, don't you? I know he didn't grab your coochie, or you probably gave it to him voluntarily. You ain't fooling nobody. Omarosa Manigault. You see, I see her with a 2008 picture with them breasts out, them titties out. Them women try to show they try to pretend they ain't showed no titties and ass to get where they done been. You trick please. You sisters done put out somewhere to get where you at. All of them, most of them. You Donald Trump's aides use a trick. Okay? Then she goes to seminary school. Look at her profile, Wikipedia. She got the nerve to go to seminary school and get some theological degrees and seminary degrees like she refined, now she's divine. Get out of here. You done been selling your behind on them TV shows, some damn Apprentice Trump show. Okay, you in bed with the slave master. How the hell you gonna tell anybody, natural Asiatics, anything on this damn landmass? You can't even relate. You master's dog in the yard, female dog in the yard. I know y'all don't like to hear this, but that's what it is. You in the master's house. Talking about we ain't working with him. We ain't, we need to be fair with him and come in and talk to him. Talk to him about what? Tell him to go to the damn death chamber. Death by execution. That doesn't require talking. Get that bastard his last 3 wishes, man, and take him off the planet. You can take his sons with him. And deport his Slovenian white slut wife off of this damn continent. Since he wants to be the deportation king. Deporting, how the hell you going to deport Americans from America? He's a sicko. That's typical of damn genetically recessive, retarded ass white men. You know they got a problem. You know they're psychologically unstable. They got damn erectile dysfunction. Okay? They want to be the man so bad they can't be. Anyway, Omarosa Manigault. You know, she's telling us to come to a white slave master. She in the house, typical house nigga, eating steaks and shrimp. And she telling the field Negroes, you know, he ain't that bad. You know, just come to the table and negotiate. She playing union representative. She's a trick. Then she married this damn Christian Negro, John Allen Newman, whatever. You know, like that's a holy hookup. Please, he's tricked out too. He's tricked Daddy, and you tricked Sally. All right, simple as that. This nigga ain't holy. You know, and she had the nerve to say she woke up and she got into the ministry when she went to Africa and saw children starving. Trick, please. You should have woke your ass up here. All these natural Asiatic ain't got a nationality after 500 years. Humiliated. Shot in the damn back of the head here. Cocaine brought here. Crack on them. And you talking about you got some, you know, sentimental when you saw an African child starving. That shit don't even make no damn sense, man. You exploiting Africa. That you give a damn about African children. We in Africa now, honey. And I ain't got my reparations. I got a bond on me now. Millions of dollars on me, our whole race. You know, why that didn't get you into activism? Why that didn't get you, you know, divine and you know, missionary work here? Use a trick. You look all the shows she was on. Just look at her Wikipedia profile, man. Garbage, man. Garbage. All them shows she done been on, Fear Factor and all that shit, selling herself. You know. Now she got her career under the white man. Now she can try to pretend she's divine. So anyway, that's the kind of Negro, male and female. That's why we can't get ahead now. But I'm going to continue. Caucasians in general have a massive inferiority complex about their world position. I'm reading you right now. I'm reading you an excerpt from The Iceman Inheritance. The Iceman Inheritance. Special introduction by Dr. John Henry Clark. If y'all don't have the book, get it, and you can read it for yourself. But what you're looking at with white people, their inheritance it's an Iceman inheritance. It's as simple as that. Wars, aggression. Okay, that's the name of that's the full title of the book, The Iceman Inheritance, European man's wars and aggression, blah, blah, blah. That's how they get what they get. Psychologically unstable aggression. Wars. That's their inheritance. Iceman inheritance, meaning caveman inheritance. So I'm going to read to you excerpts from that. The introduction, special introduction by Dr. John Henry Clark. The book was revised with this introduction. Appropriately for the title of this monologue, Western Civilization Gone Wild. It says here, Caucasians in general have a massive inferiority complex about their world position. If they were so secure within alleged superiority, I put the word alleged in there, about alleged superiority, they would not have to shout and forcefully act out to the world so often and so loudly the way they constantly do. When the people are compelled to repeatedly announce their alleged superiority to the world, it is obviously that deep down behind their psychotic front, they do not believe their superiority as they want other people to believe they do. In contrast, if the same people genuinely believe in the inferiority of the rest of the world, its people and its cultures, they would not spend so much time trying to prove their point. Continuing. If someone was inferior or is inferior, they normally would fall automatically into that inferior position and would stay there without any help from anyone. All of the Europeans' laws, European lies, European manipulation, European religion, etc., have not kept most of the non-European world in the inferior position in which the European world have chosen to assign to them. Throughout the Euro-Albion's history, which is in short in comparison to the history of the Africans and Asians, they have been astute record keepers. Astute what? Record keepers. Data. Remember, they're using data as a weapon. And when it suited their purposes, they have also been astute record changers. And I put in parentheses, manipulation of data. When they change data, it's manipulate. When they change the records, history is manipulation of data. As a result, the Caucasians have caused the natural civilized world to read the history of the world in their favor. Okay, in their favor. And this is the basis of Western civilization, I'm trying to tell you. This is the basis of their civilization, Western civilization, which is a lie up front. When they get it, they control it. And they highlight it as gold when they get it away from you. In their movies, in their entertainment, in their religion, in their cartoons, in their technology, all areas of people activity. They highlight themselves and shun you. And that gets into your psyche and have you thinking you're inferior and they're superior. It's a psychological operation, Western civilization in a nutshell. So remember, as a result, the Caucasians have caused the natural world, civilized world, this is black and brown peoples, original peoples, to read the history of the world in their favor, the Caucasians' favor. And I put in parentheses, appropriately known as his story, which is the manipulation of data. Okay, I'm going to continue out of the book called The Iceman Inheritance by Michael Bradley, special introduction by Dr. John Henry Clarke. I'm reading you the special excerpts from the special introduction by Dr. John Henry Clarke of The Iceman Inheritance. One of the first facts that should be essentially understood is there was no Europe in ancient times. This is very important to you all. There was no Europe in ancient times. Right now you go to Paris and France and they got you Negroes honoring, revering France. You don't know you was originally from over there in the first place, Germany. There was melanin-rich people, original people. That's Asia. Europe is just a peninsula of Asia. And they done bullshitted you so you go to Italy eating spaghetti and all that shit. You know, you think it's so great in a leaning tower of Pisa. They're not going to show you all the archaeological digs of what that landmass was. Egyptian-style structures, aboriginal structures and stuff. They're not going to show you that, though. Of the ancient people there. That was not them. Because there was no Europe in ancient times. White man wasn't even on this earth. You don't think nothing was over there because it wasn't called Europe? That's the psychology they deal with. So, there was no Europe in ancient times. Even the name Europe is said to have been derived from a natural woman named, a natural Asiatic woman named Europa. Even the name. Okay? And Isis throughout Europe, Paris, even Paris means house of Isis. So they're talking about Cometian goddesses anyway. The name Europe. Okay, it says the geographical area that would later be referred to as Europe was not a functioning entity in world affairs when early civilizations were being developed in the Nile Valley and other river valleys in Africa and later in Western Asia and in mainland Asia, in countries like India, China, and Japan. When one looked at the chronology of world history, one would discover that the first real show of European literary intelligence surfaced around 1250 BC, depending on your source, with the publication of the two books of folklore, the Odyssey and the Iliad, credited to the Greek author named Homer. Again, when it gets to Greece, they highlight it from there. When they steal it, this is Western civilization strategy when they get it. The Odyssey and the Iliad credited to the Greek author named Homer. then you know everything starts with Greek. Everything they premise Greek in everything. Father of medicine, Greek. See, they don't mention Imhotep. Continue. When the European finally got themselves together and created some sort of semblance of what could be referred to as civilization, they made a glaring, startling discovery. This land, which became known as Europe, could not furnish them with enough food to properly feed them or enough material to properly clothe them. They began to look with covetous eyes, envy, meaning they wanted covetous eyes at the more developed parts of the world. Soon this Caucasoid would find a rationale for their initial military aggression under the young Macedonian Greek known in history as Alexander the Great, which everyone knows as Alexander the Greek. See, they need to come up. They got nothing, and everybody got something. As simple as that. In order to get something, damn it, you got to go to somebody with something. And they came to the conclusion, damn it, they got to get something. They want something, they got to get it. Like a crackhead, got to get it. And this is how they do what they do and how they got what they got. They had a military aggression, a campaign. And it says Alexander the Greek would then invade North Africa in the year 332 BC, following the invasions from Western Asia by the Syrians in 666 BC and the Iranians in 550 BC. Okay, that's very important. That's the end of that excerpt from Michael Bradley's Iceman Inheritance. Good book. Good book. But the introduction by Dr. John Henry Clarke says a mouthful. I want to remind you all about the saying from Jomo Kenyatta on the arrival of Christianity. This is Jomo Kenyatta making a statement. When the Christian missionaries arrived, the Africans had the land and the Christian missionaries had the Bible. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened them, the Christian missionaries, had the land and we had the Bible. You see the conversion? You see the fake out? You see the sleight of the hand trick? Again, this is Jomo Kenyatta. You don't hear him Black History Month. What's the problem? Jomo Kenyatta. When the Christian, this is what he said, famous saying from him. When the Christian missionaries arrived, the Africans had the land. Remember, the land is the basis of all power. And the Christian missionaries had the Bible. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed, meaning they indoctrinated the Africans, tricked them out. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened them, they had the land and we had the Bible. You tell me what took place then. See? They offered them a contract, an agreement, and somehow they took it and they lost every time. And that's what's going on in Africa right now. They ain't trying to give them back what they done stole through trickery, legal trickery and legal slickery, any kind of trickery. This cracker's a trickster on the planet. And everyone waking up. Everyone waking up. You got Venezuela right now backing out of OAS. They stepping away from the OAS. Anything that's controlled by white people, this white front OAS with brown skinned puppets in there. Brown skinned people are waking the hell up. Everybody accepted the damn Negro in North America, black Negro, colored African, it don't make no difference. There's a timing going on that you better kick yourself in it behind and wake up. Very special time. But a quote from the redneck Pat Buchanan, I must quote again, where he stated something to the effect that our forefathers had no regrets when dealing with the lesser breeds of the law. That's a eugenics statement. They call the original people of this landmass the lesser breeds of the law. Okay, what's that telling you? Pardon me for a second. hope you all are getting some good information here. We shall be continued in a moment. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, we're going to continue. Pat Buchanan, he wrote the book, State of Emergency, Third World Invasion of America. Very racist book. Again, our people don't read enough. That's mandatory reading for anybody, especially natural Asiatics. Very racist book, but he called the original inhabitants, the original American, the lesser breeds without the law. Okay, and whether you know it or not, they all fall from the same tree. Him, Trump, Giuliani, they all declare that they call it a conservative right. You know, they got code words. When the crackers say conservative right, that means redneck, good old boy Christian right. And Trump is straight up from that pool of scum, conservative right, along with Pat Buchanan, racist Buchanan, along with your boy Pat Robertson, you know, especially them redneck Christian preachers, mega preachers, Pat Robertson, Billy Graham, Filthy Bushes, all of them from this conservative right, which means good old boy Christian rednecks. Okay, I reminded you all that most of these white people in front of you are eugenicists. They starting to come out of the woodwork. White nationalism is eugenics. And remember, eugenics is deeming one race genetically inferior so you can destroy them and take everything they got. It's a system. I wrote here, Christianity is based on eugenics. You can't tell me it's not. It's been based on genocide on the original people, slavery from the beginning. Okay, so Christianity is based on eugenics, slavery, and genocide of the original peoples, as it claimed that the original people had no divinity to God. This is in the papal bulls and in their charters, especially the Charter of Maryland in 1632. The redneck king or whoever, king of France, whoever he was, King Charles, whoever he was, king of France or something, you know, ordered somebody to come over here and take the land because the people had no divinity. What kind of crap is that? That's eugenics. Tells to say somebody, a race, the people, the original people of the planet, 90% of the earth, the parent genes got no divinity. This is that cracker doing his thing, psychology, and they put that on paper. That's their papal bulls coming from the Pope, because France was under the Pope, the Jesuits. England's under the Pope. You're dealing with English-speaking nations of a Christian empire. That's what all this boils down to, all throughout Europe. So I'm going to continue. You know, that's all of my paperwork, my notes. But I'm just going to freestyle from here and flow freely. Again, I felt the need to do this monologue, Western civilization going wild, because again, the natural Asiatic have been so numbed down and dumbed down in North America until, pardon me, bear with me for a second. What's taking place right now with this Donald Trump cat I didn't already spoke last time I did a YouTube specifically called Mad Dog Rabbit Animal Donald Trump Incites War with Asia, Asians and Asiatics. And I put in parentheses, it's time for somebody to put that mad dog out of his misery. Put that rabid animal out of his misery. What he's doing in a nutshell, man, he is doing just what Bush did with the Iraq war. He ain't holding no stages, ain't no stages. He hitting everybody upside the head. He don't give a damn who you are on the planet. He gonna provoke you and see what side you on. Okay, what authority do you think he's working with to do the whole planet like that? You don't see that he's a tool to bring in a new world order and to knock out all religions and to force people into being one, whether you like it or not. One world currency, one world religion, one world police. The only way they can do it, if you think of it, they got to manufacture some type of traumatic event on the people to make them beg for it and call it divine and call it holy. They have to do that. That's exactly what Filthy Bush did in 2000. Exactly with 9/11. It was done under the premise of a Christian crusade that he's been sent to lead the Christian crusade on the world. It's time for a crusade. And that's exactly what Trump is doing, because he is some denomination of Christianity. I say Christianity spelled with 3 K's at the front. Okay? And if you know, Christianity is the official religion of the Ku Klux Klan, so you do the math there. But that's exactly what this bastard is doing, man. You go against Asia. It doesn't make no sense. The only thing he can be doing is trying to get Christianity to rule the globe, the Pope to rule the globe, whether them people like it or not. Brown-skinned people, Asiatic peoples, already got a connection to the Creator before the cracker got here. How is he going to come and just whip that out of you, or beat it out of you, under the guise that he's giving you the love or something that he's love? There ain't no love there. Ain't no love there. He's doing it under the guise of a character that's supposed to love you. Jesus love you and got you crying, oh, Jesus on the cross. When he blowing your brains out with his missiles, blowing babies' brains out all over the planet. If you don't subscribe to his sick concept of love, and where's the love at? He's giving you a character that was supposed to be about love, but they ain't got no love. The character is just a political front. You don't understand when somebody uses something as a political front that they don't intend to be on. They intend for you to be on it. Especially if it's designed to be detrimental to you. It's like a crackhead selling his drugs. He don't have to be on crack. He ain't stupid enough to be smoking what he giving you, the bullshit he giving you. He needs you to be on the bullshit to keep making his money, and then it gets you hooked. It's highly addictive. It's the same thing with Christianity, man. Christian crack cocaine. They ain't even on that shit. They using that, like Malcolm X said, to wedge their way into criminal conquests, and you all don't even see it. They got damn the natural Asiatics literally hypnotized on this bullshit. It's superstition, because you don't even know the real meaning of what the Christianity derived from. Christianity is just a modern story of an ancient story. You don't even have enough damn fortitude to get the real story, and that's a story. I'd rather have the real story than a story that's been told 100 times. If you remember in school, we used to do something. We used to have an event where we, if it's a classroom of 20 people, you tell 8 of them to go out of the room. Okay, you tell 8 of them to go out of the room, and the teacher tells one of them, he separates the 8. He takes 8 out of the room and put all 8 of them in a room somewhere, and he pulls them out. This is out of the classroom. He pulls them out one by one, the first one, and he tells the first one a story, brief story. Whether it's true or not, it don't have to matter whether it's true. But he tells them, he gives them information, put it that way, briefly, nothing so long they can't remember it, but he gives them something briefly. Might be 3 lines long. Okay, case in point. And then that one person goes to the other 7. No, he don't go to the other 7. They pull another one out of the other 7, the one that he told, and he tells them. Okay, and you do it to all 8 of them. In other words, they just relaying information. The one has the original story, 3 lines. Then that one tells it to the other one until you get down, exhaust all of them. And then you bring all 8 of them back in the classroom with the whole classroom of 40 people. You know, start out with 40 people with the rest of the people. And you let them tell what they know from the story the teacher told them. And you'll see just how a story can get discombobulated, altered, because what they say that a person only remembers half of what they hear or something like that. It's true. So when you hear the original person, when you hear the teacher give you the original story that he told the first one, look how it then got chopped up and chewed up when the last person heard it, the 8th person. And that's what Christianity is. The thing that's been told so many times from the original till it's damn near unrecognizable. Okay, and they put fluff in there, sensation in there to suffice for the non-truth. They got to put some sensation in there for the sheep, entertainment, because we like sensation, we like emotion. Human beings are emotional. But you can't be doing that about something that's serious. If it's serious, the Bible, that's serious. You can't be watering down the truth like children, like you for children. Certain things ain't meant to be, truth is what human beings strive on. So it's superstition. This modern day Christianity is superstitious, period. So all I'm saying is what's going on now with this Donald Trump cat messing with Asia, and you ain't smart enough to understand that you're Asiatics for a reason. Okay? What is the difference from what they're doing now to what they did to the Vietnam in Martin Luther King's time? There's no difference. And Martin Luther King was forced to say that the U.S. got no damn business in Vietnam messing with the same people of Asia. And this is a Christian Baptist preacher. His whole premise, he made a declaration, nonviolent. His movement was nonviolent. So he ain't even talking violence. He just talking what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. See, they try to keep him in a box, keeping natural Asiatics passive, obedient, non-threatening, non-violent, non-aggressive. But that struck a nerve. The U.S. messing with Asia, brown-skinned people, woke him up in a nationalistic way. They couldn't hold that man. And that's what Malcolm X was saying from the beginning. If they touch any brown-skinned person on the planet, you should go to hell off. But they didn't dumb us down and water us down to nothing. Made us sissy soft suckers, male and female. Only thing we know is some damn civil rights. Civil rights ain't never been for us. What civil rights did for us is like putting a pit bull in a house to protect the house, but you done took his teeth out, took his balls off, took his voice out, and took his fingernails out. What the hell good is he? That's the African American in North America right now. And I'll call you African Americans. I know you sensationalized by that term. It don't mean nothing. But I know you like to be called that, so I'm going to call you that. But I'm also tell you it means nothing. Still ain't no nationality. You see, Christianity has taken the teeth, the spiritual teeth out the Negro, took his voice box out, took his fingernails off, and took his balls off. Now what good are you? Now right now, this cracker is moving on Asia, which is very serious because I done told y'all that you got to be dumb as hell not to understand that half of Asia is here, India, Pakistan. He is forcing them people to unite. I done told you about the article. China is trying to gobble up all them islands to tell them dummies, look, we are in a fight with the so-called West. We gotta come together. We family anyway. They family. Them Chinky-eyed peoples are fucking family. Whether they first cousins, second cousins, or whatever, you know damn well they're family. Some kind of way. And China is trying to tell them people, look, we at war. We got to stop all this riffing North Korea against South Korea. They playing them people against each other. The damn beast is fueling South Korea. With this Western civilization style grants, giving them people grants and weapons to fight their own damn family. This is truly a beast. That's divide and conquer. Did you not forget they did that to you right here? Calling you Indians, blacks, and colors. It done been done to you so effective, you don't see they doing it to anybody else they can get their hands on. Say the same old method. But this thing is big because, again, people here from Singapore, Pakistan, Nepal, Taiwan, if you don't think they're going to have allegiance to their mother country, you crazy. Yeah, some of them done been sidetracked and brainwashed with this Christianity bullshit because that's how they make you come over here. I mean, U.S. citizenship is straight psychology. It's a psychological operation. Okay? How can you sell someone anywhere on this earth land that you don't own? North America is not for sale. They overlaid the U.S. corporation over North America, and they're selling that to people to come here. What kind of beast is that? And again, where you are is actually Asia. Where you are is actually Africa, because Africa is Asia. How the hell you selling people to Earth and representing the Earth back to people under some terms and conditions that's in your favor? It's a beast that does shit like that. And then people you might get blindsided because you got to understand the beast makes the United States look superior off of all the energy they done stole. They can never be justice on stolen land. You stole something and you trying to sell it to somebody else that doesn't belong to you. Typical crackhead shit. But what this is going to do, people here will have allegiance to their mother country, Singapore, and their mother continent. They will. They'll be a fool if they don't. They will retaliate right here, being here. And it's time to turn this motherfucker out, man. Straight up. This is what Myra L was saying when she said this shit has got to go. So they are actually helping it go. But it can't go fully with African Americans sitting here with their thumb in their behind. Like a child in a damn stroller. That's why nobody respects us now. Everyone comes here, they got some kind of semblance of a family name, of a nationality. Nigga, bro, you don't have none. Did you forget? You still don't have none and don't care to get one. Don't care to get one because you got the phony ghost. And you speaking in bubblegum tongues. That shit means nothing. You can't protect your damn children. This damn beast shooting your children still in 2017 while Obama was in office. And when this devil in there still shooting your children, man. And you can't, ain't nothing you can do. What does that make you to the world? I wouldn't even want to wake up. I can't protect my offspring. We can't protect our women. Women missing. Natural Asiatic women missing. Gone. I mean, where's all the damn cameras at? They certainly know when your ass is Taliban, though, don't they? Redneck police shooting melanin-rich people, man, like duck hunting season. They showing you, they turning it up. They turning it up, man, and got the nerve to have an aide, some aide, Omarosa. Talk about we need to come and talk to Trump, what we need. Now get the hell out of here. Dog in the yard. Female dog in the yard. She's getting the gravy, getting the goods. But she ain't one of you. She ain't you. She's straight. You the dog on a leash. You got to protest to your master for cleaner water, better dog food. But getting off the leash as a dog is not even an option. I hope this information get to this Omarosa trick, and it will. If I have to send her a copy personally. You wanna send a message to your white slave master? Your damn womanizing slave master that he probably had a piece of you. Okay, because you didn't put out something for all them damn TV shows you've been on. You ain't vintage wine, honey. You ain't vintage wine. You ain't fooling me with that. You know and I know you sisters, all these sisters had to put out sex to get anything, careers and all that. Y'all ain't fooling me. You go back and listen to all these women, Donna Summers and Melba Moore, they all tell you they had to go through some kind of sex, some orgy or something, that they were on drugs and got tricked out. And I think Donna Summers went overseas and she said, yeah, you gotta screw. You got to screw. That's where they want our women. They got the original woman on the planet, where she gets nothing unless she don't give up her Stargate, her vagina. You know what it is. The crackers want to get in that Stargate and control that Stargate, which controls that woman. They got it where she gets nothing unless she gives that up, some kind of way. You either get sexually penetrated or you get psychologically penetrated. Either way, it's sex. Mentally penetrated, economically penetrated, spiritually penetrated. So don't tell me this trick Omarosa didn't put out for somebody to get where she is. And where is she? You ain't doing me no favor, honey. I can tell you that. But we need to keep it real, but we need to keep it real because we're in serious times right now. Serious times. And I tell you now, I root for Asia. I root for North Korea, anybody who's got a national military to stand up to this cracker. I'm definitely not with this cracker. I wasn't with Bush. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm going to tell you that now. I got a declaration. I want nothing to do with the beast. Anything I got to do is under state-sponsored terror, threat, duress, and coercion. They already know that. They got my paperwork. I ain't carrying no damn state nothing. No state licenses. I try not to ask for no state welfare under the conditions because they forcing you to need them. I ain't carrying no state nothing. I give them they straw man. They want an entity. I give them what the hell they created. I'm not that entity. And the address of that damn entity is 1401 Constitution Avenue. That's what the hell y'all created for y'all fictitious world. I give them that all day. So, this world order, I ain't putting no chip in me, getting humiliated in order to eat, sleep, and crap. I got to put a chip up in me and all that. No, I'm not doing all that. because it's coming to humiliation. It's lockdown. It's holy lockdown. Okay, $20 trillion in debt. They put in the debt ceiling, not debt ceiling, but again, government shutdown. Now this devil said if he don't build his wall, threats of a shutdown. That's fear mongering. That's fear mongering, because this is how they do their thing. These people are scientists, man. I tell you that the cracker is a god, a wicked god. Y'all don't want to believe that yet? You're a righteous God, but you're in a subjugation right now on this earth. And they turning it up, especially with Trump. Especially with Trump, you see it. You have never seen a man. You have never seen someone do what he do, even say what he say. Should have prevented him from becoming president of the United States if there was a lawful operation in effect. Ain't no law. It's lawless. When he verbally incited aggression out of his mouth, told his supporters to punch somebody in the face, and they did it. You've never seen that before. That's a charge. Okay. Another thing that happened is the State Department advertises Mar-a-Lago or whatever. You have never seen this. He didn't hijack the damn presidency. That's what they doing. They hijacked the presidency to further their corporate interests. Has he not been doing that from day one? Bloomberg did it in New York. They all do it. Bloomberg is a damn billionaire. What the hell he need to be mayor of New York for? It ain't about being mayor. It's more power. Donald Trump is whatever, trillionaire, whatever. It's fake money. What did he need? He needs to be president for? They just put him in there to secure more money for their boys. He been doing that ever since. That's all he do. To the point you got white people mad because they ain't getting gravy. So it is what it is, man. Long live kamikaze. I'm Asiatic. You touch Asia, damn it, you touch me. That's what it is. And I'm going to wrap this up. But again, Western civilization gone wild. Remember, there's a suppression for you to know who you are, that you never did anything. It's an ecclesiastical sanction through all curriculums to let you know what you did and your ancestors did. That's a shame. The church doing that. And you in church every Sunday catching the phony ghosts and the church kicking your ass. Okay, when the Aboriginals forced the Pope to denounce the what you call it, where it says Aboriginals are 3/5 of a man or whatever, that you can do anything. The Aboriginal people, they're not human. When the Aboriginals got together en masse and called for the Pope to renounce that, which he never did, which shows you something. So-called black people should have got on that movement. The hell with civil rights. Never was for us. We should have got on the Aboriginal movement when the Aboriginals moved on the Pope and told him to denounce that mess. And Aboriginals are less than human and on the same status as animals. Again, the church doing that. You telling me they're not eugenicists? What do you call that? Anyway, Western civilization going wild. It's time for Asiatics to wake up right here in North America. They're forcing you. You ain't gonna be able to stay in the middle with this. Because Asians are gonna fight for their home country, which they should, their mother country, their motherland. Right here. Mexicans are waking up saying, we ain't going no damn where. They didn't use them for their labor. You want to use somebody for their labor, what they can do for you. Them people ain't having it. It's gonna be some bloodshed. and the cracker starting to kill niggas. You be caught out there acting stupid if you want, not knowing nothing. Maybe they should pick you off, get you out the way, because they doing it. White boy went to New York from Maryland and killed a homeless man, said he always wanted to kill a brother. This is happening. So we don't look too good being in North America in this beast all this time. We should know what time it is. They mess with Asia. You ain't got to ask twice what's happening. It's time to throw down. Time to throw down and make some alignments with brown-skinned people, because that's what it's coming down to. White people trying to align. They 10% of the earth, and they trying to align with this white nationalism bullshit. Well, okay, well, even more so, that's what we should be doing. But they use their technology and technology to keep us divided. So once again, I'm gonna sign off. Hopefully, I said some things. Gave you some references to get your mind right. But it's time to break the superstition. It's time to break the superstition. And Christianity got the biggest hold on our people in North America. We got to shake that. Especially you women. Status of the woman, status of the child. Got to get to you damn women. Y'all don't understand. Y'all the grand piece on the chess game. You know, in chess, when you get the woman, you lose. Y'all are the key piece, the woman. Last blog talk, I done gave you sisters books, free PDF books, which y'all should be reading. But I'm doing what I can. But that white man's working on y'all overtime, working on you sisters. Any time he can convince you to let him destroy your seed, your men and boys, and you don't say nothing. What kind of woman are you? What kind of woman are you? You don't see that's your demise. You think you're gonna be happy letting that white man go all up in you? Shh. I'm gonna do a Mother's Day. I'm gonna do a Mother's Day special. I'm gonna hold off, but I'm gonna do a Mother's Day special and go in on the feminine and the masculine and what's going on with that. But once again, I'm in Rael, signing off. Western civilization going wild. Man up, woman up. It's on. We Asiatics and its crackers attacking Asia. It's on. Peace. I'm out.